We talked some in both countries about this issue of hoarding. In Japan, they have something called the gomi yashiki, and the gomi yashiki is roughly translated to trash houses. And basically, the people who live in trash houses are the elderly who are stealing pots and pans and useful items out of other people's garbage. And the reason they're doing this is because they have many, many years ahead of them, and they're worried about the future and about other people's ability to support them. So they fear poverty. So they were asking me about hoarding in the United States, and I think I represented this view well, although please help me and I'll correct if I, you get worried when you speak in other countries that you're gonna start an international incident by saying something the wrong way, or worse, that they're going to take what you said to heart, and then you see it go, like cloned in their literature and in their speeches and in their workshops, and you say, oh my God, I really got to be very careful what I say. But I told them that I didn't feel that most of the hoarding in the United States was characterized by a fear of poverty. I don't think that that's true. There is however, a very strong Depression era ethic. Everybody here has a Depression era ethic, even though you weren't brought up in the Depression. That's how deep waste not, want not is in America. I'll take some more questions as we go along. I'm really quite comfortable with that if people have questions as we go along. I come from a long family of interrupters. Okay, so the last organizing principle that people share is don't waste your waste. These are small nations in Europe, and Japan is an island nation. There's water everywhere in a lot of these countries, and they're really, really tiny, so there's not a lot of landfill. But there's also not a lot of different ways to get rid of things like there is in America. So for instance, here in the States, you can make charitable donations to these charity stores. They have them in Europe. They're completely unheard of in Japan. And one of the reasons is that the roots of charitable donation giving are Christian organizations, which Japan isn't. They're fairly agnostic, except when there's a tsunami, and then they're terribly Buddhist. But in the Netherlands, they're called Kringloopwinkels. Kringloopwinkels is the name of the stores that take charitable stuff. There's no yard sales, garage sales, flea markets. There's a little bit of that in Europe, but it's done on the street by licensed street vendors, and they usually are hawking collectibles, stamps, or dolls. It's not really used stuff, so there's a little bit less of that than goes on here. Consignment stores are very popular in Tokyo, as they are in every major city, and the precepts are the same. In season, high-end, designer, all of that stuff is the same thing in Tokyo as it is in New York and in Amsterdam and other places like that.